much, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video we are going to be ranking the amazing Spider-Man villains from the comic books all the way back from 60s up until now. These are just a few selection of his villains that have appeared in the comic books, and obviously a few have appeared on the big screen, and we're going to get straight into this. Let's rank the villains, and if you guys like these tier list videos, make sure to leave a like down below, and also leave a comment what are the tier lists you'd like me to do, or any videos you'd like me to do in the comments below, because you know I'm struggling for ideas and I'm only like day 4 into this. So let's get into it. Let's rank these Spider-Man villains. Let's start off with the first one, which is Mysterio. Now here's the thing, I'm gonna be quite harsh. I don't know what criteria I'm basing this off. I just think I'm gonna base it off the characters I think are most interesting to play with. Okay, and like what kind of character you can make the best Spider-Man story out of. Now, theoretically, you could put all of these in Spectacular then, because you can always, you know, do something with a character. But just off my personal level of what I think would be the most interesting to see, maybe on the big screen, maybe in another comic book or a TV show, I am going to rank them accordingly. So that's how we're going to do this. It's not going to be off any specific criteria, because some of these villains have had movies, some of them have just been in the comics. So yeah, so Mysterio, I'm quite harsh. I'm gonna be could be better. Sorry, I know he was in Far From Home, but here's the thing. Mysterio on his own, I feel like has only ever been a villain that is like a one-time thing, and he just appears. Kind of like a better Shocker in a way. You know, he just kind of appears and that's it. He's just kind of like one of them one-off villains, and he's there and then that's it. I don't really think he's that interesting. I mean, his character's pretty good, but like there are other villains that are better than Mysterio. Hammerhead, I really like Hammerhead. I really do. I loved him in Spectacular Spider-Man. Like, Hammerhead was sick, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go and suck on my rotten banana. Sandman. Now, Sandman's one of them characters where he isn't like fully evil. He just wants money, and he doesn't actually want to hurt people. I feel like this is a good character trait. I'm gonna go with Sandman's amazing. I'd say he's amazing. He was obviously in Spider-Man 3. He was good. He was like one of the better parts of Spider-Man 3 in my opinion. So yeah, I feel like he's a good character to play with. Dr. Connor's Lizard, once again, I'd say amazing. He has obviously that backstory of him becoming the Lizard before he actually becomes him. He's not just like a one-off villain, like he has ties to Peter. He's doing this whole thing. He has motivation for it. He accidentally turns himself into a lizard. So I'd say he isn't like a villain really, but amazing. I'd say he's amazing. I like Dr. Connors. Carnage. Ooh, Carnage. He's kind of the Joker of Spider-Man, if you don't count Green Goblin as the Joker. I'm gonna have to go, I'm gonna go okay. Alright, I know you guys are gonna hate me for this one. I know obviously all of you love Carnage. Carnage is psychotic and kills people, and it's terrifying, but like compared to the other villains, he just kills people. Like and I guess he's a cool character like to work with psychologically, but like he just kills people. Like that's it. Scorpion, I'm gonna also go okay. I feel like he's not on the level of Mysterio. Kind of a loser. Like his character has like quite a cool backstory, and then Scorpion, I think, you know, everyone kind of controls him, which I think is quite interesting. Venom, oh, it's got to be Spectacular. Venom is one of those characters where like he's an anti-hero. Like it makes sense why Eddie Brock got the symbiote. Eddie Brock was obviously had ties to Peter Parker. Yeah, he got the symbiote. The Venom symbiote came from Spider-Man, and he wants to kill Spider-Man now with all his memories. You can do a lot with Venom, and the Venom movie in 2018 proved it. Spider-Man 3 also proved that. So yeah, there's a lot you can do with Venom. You can go the classic route like Spider-Man 3 did, or you can obviously go the San Francisco route like the Venom movie did. So, you know, there's a lot of things you can do with Venom. And obviously he's been in multiple cartoons where he's been awesome, and all of them terrifying, especially in the 90s cartoon. Jesus Christ. Dr. Octavius, I'm gonna go amazing. He's not quite Spectacular for me. He was the leader of the Sinister Six. He's a scientist. He never really wanted to hurt anyone either. He just kind of goes insane because the arms kind of control him, which is kind of cool. But he's not quite Spectacular. I feel like that's like reserved for the best of the best. Like Doc Ock is a very high amazing. Like he's above everyone else in that category, but he's not quite Spectacular just yet. Shocker could be better. I mean, he's a cool one-off villain. Like he's cool, but like he's not there. He's not quite there just yet. Kingpin, Kingpin. He's amazing. Kingpin is like one of those villains where he doesn't actually do anything. Like he doesn't fight Spider-Man, and if he does, it's on off one occasion, only if he has to get his hands dirty, but he never fights Spider-Man, which is so clever because a hard villain to beat. Like out of all these villains here, other than maybe Venom, Kingpin's probably the hardest one to beat. Like Kingpin is hard to beat. Okay? Like he's just mad. He's got mad strings, and like it makes the stories so interesting, and there's so much you can do with Kingpin. You can have him behind loads of things, and you can connect it all up, and Kingpin's just the tie that ties everything together and makes a really interesting story, which is why I'm so confused they still haven't put Kingpin in a Spider-Man movie yet. I'm so confused, and now he's in the MCU. We've got a Kingpin in the MCU. Spider-Man 3, hello. Oh, and that'd bring Daredevil in too. It's perfect with the identity. Kingpin, come on, bring him in. Come on, man. Rhino, now Rhino, I'm gonna go with could be better. He is one of those villains that's like kind of a one-off too. Let's be real. I mean, he doesn't really have that much potential to be like a main villain, if you get me. Like, he's kind of just a one-off villain. Electro, I'm gonna go amazing for Electro. Because Electro is one of those characters where he's just an innocent bystander to something that happened to him, kind of like Dr. Connors. But it goes in opposite direction with Electro, because with Electro, he's got this temper on him, and so that when no one listens to him and just thinks he's a freak, because obviously the city's been ridden with these monsters recently that Spider-Man's been fighting, they just think he's another one of those. No, he doesn't want to be one of those, and then it drives him insane, and everyone thinks he's a freak, and he blows stuff up. He tries to kill Spider-Man in the end, so joins the Sinister Six. So I think Electro is one of those sympathetic villains you can really relate to when no one listens to you, if you get me. So that's how I kind of think about Electro. Green Goblin, 100% spectacular. Spectacular for Green Goblin. Norman Osborn, one of the best characters in Marvel Comics, I'd say. I love Norman Osborn. Like, his ties to Peter, I feel like every iteration of Norman Osborn has been done right. I don't think there's been one bad, actually, wait, no, Amazing Spider-Man 2, I'll take that back. I know, I was gonna say, apart from Amazing Spider-Man 2, I don't think there's many bad iterations of this character. Like, everything that's been done with him is smart, it's fun, it's enticing, it's intense. Like, and then when he becomes the Green Goblin, especially in Spectacular Spider-Man, when there's that whole big reveal about Harry being the Goblin, and then it turns out Norman was the Goblin, like, yo, that was mad. Black Cat, once again, I'd put in Spectacular purely because she's an anti-hero. She helps Spider-Man, but she has this like relationship with Spider-Man as well at the same time. There's a lot of things that tie Black Cat to Peter Parker, and like them two, I feel like them two share a really intimate relationship, even though they don't even know who each other are. Because in most iterations of the character, Peter Parker and Black Cat don't even know who each other are, but yet are so connected, share like a strong bond, which I feel like is something really cool. You don't really see something like that much Spider-Man, where someone doesn't know Peter's identity and is still really heavily connected to them as much as Black Cat is. And if they are, then it's normally Miles Morales, but he knows he's Peter Parker. And if it's Spider-Gwen, or Gwen maybe, or just a love interest anyway, I don't know. I just feel like she's a great character, and obviously she works for Wilson Fisk at some point. She is a criminal. Spider-Man chases her down sometimes and they fight, but also she helps him sometimes. So I feel like Black Cat's a good character. Okay, so Lady Octopus, I'm gonna put in amazing. Vulture, I'm gonna say Vulture's okay. Like, you can do a lot with him. Obviously, I saw in Spider-Man Homecoming, but I feel like the other villains you can do a little bit more with, in my personal opinion. Vulture, he's cool. I love Vulture. Hobgoblin. Now, Hobgoblin. This is a difficult one. I want to put Hobgoblin in Spectacular because he's the same as Green Goblin, but because he doesn't have that ties to Peter, he's going to go in Amazing. Hobgoblin could 100% most certainly be like a long-term Spider-Man villain in the comics, as a movie villain. He's only ever been done once in the 90s cartoon, which I'm really, really surprised at. I'm surprised he hasn't been done more. And I guess when you do Hobgoblin, you just do Green Goblin instead, but Hobgoblin's so cool. Craven the Hunter. Where would we put Craven? I'd say I don't want to put him in Amazing because I'm trying to be harsh here, but I'm going to go okay. But he's like top tier okay. Okay, so Craven, he's cool. He's a TV show guy most of the time, I think. And he wants to just hunt prey. And he hunts Spider-Man in New York because he wants to, prove himself. He's cool. You could use him as a villain for a movie, but I just feel like he's top tier okay, but he's not quite there. I'm guessing it's Chameleon. But Chameleon, once again, I'm gonna put Chameleon in okay. I would put him in could be better, but I feel like Chameleon has the potential to be one of those villains where he's so damn interesting. Like, because he can switch forms, I feel like that could play off. I feel like he'd work better as as a co-villain. So him and say Craven in the same movie together. I feel like them two would work well together in the same movie or in the same line. I feel like if them two work, and they are half brothers anyway, so I mean that makes sense. Or Chameleon with the Vulture, or Chameleon with Scorpion, or Chameleon with Kingpin, that would work very well too. Or Chameleon with Green Goblin would work really well as well. Or Hobgoblin, that would work well too. So Chameleon just kind of goes well with other villains. But yeah, that's kind of the ranking. Sorry, Hammerhead, you're stuck in there, but bro. Anyway, that's a bit for my villains ranking of the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, comic book series, whatever you want to know. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you did, appreciate the like button, subscribe if you want to. Hit the bell to not miss any more content, because YouTube's messing with the, obviously, the searches and the recommendations, so it's bad. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.